Max. Hey, Max, how are you doing today? Yeah? Oh, good morning. Good morning, everybody. So Max was really focused this morning on building a nest in the bottom of his cage, and he kept on telling me to go away. So he eventually came out, but he certainly was not that interested in streaming this morning. I know that's going to change the second I pull out some Eggies. Yeah, Max, do you know what Eggies are? Yeah, did you see I cooked some Eggies? Those are so tasty. Yeah, oh, look at that. Scritchy, scritchy, scritchy. Now, Max, I did promise you some snacks. Let's see what I can do about snacks. Yes, you are here, Tango. Chris is here. Greenbird, Connie. Bok, everybody. Tiffany. It is absolutely good to see everybody today. We've got a fun stream planned. Last week I talked about thinking about doing a bit of a contest, and a few of you reached out to me, and I've got some ideas about that, so I'm going to talk about that in a few minutes. I'm going to talk about our Birdmas plans. Max is going to have some snacks. So we're going to talk about a giveaway. And I think everybody's excited about those. We're going to talk about snacks. And we're going to talk about Max. Hey, Max. Bok, Einstein. Tango wants Max to go bowling. Tango, you got to tell me about these things early on. Oh my goodness, everybody's joining us. So Flock, I'm going to just go and see if the Eggies are cool enough to serve. But question, how do we want to do Eggies today? Do we want Eggies in a cup? Do we want Eggies on a fork? Or do we want Eggies in a cone? Yes, Tiffany, Eggies, absolutely. Max is probably eager for them. Tango says in a cone. Tango, you're about to get your wish. Max, do you want Eggies in a cone? Can I go get some? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let me go get some. Okay, Tico, you'll get some in a minute. Well, yeah, we gotta serve your brother first. What do you think, Max? Do you want Eggies in a cone? So Tango, we'd like to offer you your cone right here. There we go, Eggies in a cone. Careful, Tico, they're hot. Yeah, Eggies in a cone. Max is definitely a huge fan of those. So I hope that everybody had a good week. You probably noticed that we've had a lot of excitement this week. We had a lot of fun. We got together with Tico's best feathered flocker, Tico's BFF, Einstein. That's right. We did a video collaboration with Einstein. Tico, this is Tico's first collab. Max has done collabs before, but this was Tico's first collab, and Tico has a few thoughts about it. Tico says it was delicious. That's right, flockers. We had a pumpkin eating contest between Tico, the gray, and Einstein, the talking Texan parrot. So that was a lot of fun. Well, Tango, we don't know that it was time. We still have people coming in and voting. So sometimes we need to, just wait, give it a few days and see where the votes are. So this is really, really important, folks. Go watch the competition and then vote. You can vote for either Tico or Einstein, or as Tango's pointed out, if you think it's a tie, you can tell us that as well. But what was really, really cool about making that video is noticing the different styles of pumpkin eating that both boys have. I'm not going to spoil it here, but it's definitely cool to see how two grays have different approaches to life and to pumpkins. So Max, it looks like you dropped your cone. Are you still hungry? You might still be hungry. Okay. I've heard that you might still be hungry, buddy. Let's see what we can do about that problem. Now, I always laugh on the streams. Max tries to pretend he has not eaten in at least a week. But in reality, it's been 10 minutes. Now, I know that's terrible. He could starve in 10 minutes' time. I know, buddy. I know, but you dropped your cone. You know what? We can probably stuff some more inside that cone. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Tico does not drop eggs. He licks his beak and licks his claws. Yeah. He'll drop the cone, but he won't drop the eggs. Actually, you dropped a little bit of egg first thing, did you, when you were getting into the cone? Oh my goodness. How did that happen? It must have been my fault. I must have done something wrong when I built the cone. Hi. A little bit of eggy on the fork. Yeah, just a little bit. So I just saw some exciting news flash past. I'm just going to scroll to see if I can find that. Absolutely, Tiffany says that they are going to the rescue. The rescue's got limited adoption times and they're going tomorrow, and she's hoping to be rescuing a parrot. Tiffany, tell me a little bit more about that. What are you thinking about? What do you have your eye on? Have you been there before? Have you been doing some research? I know you've been watching our channel, so you know about the mess. You know about the noise. And, one thing I always remind folks when they're looking at adopting a bird, or really any animal, it's basically adoption for life. It's sort of like marriage vows. And, it's till death do us part. And with the case of Max can live longer than me. So, he's hopefully going to be here for a very, very long time. But it really is a lifetime commitment. And I know folks who follow the channel do a lot of research into that. They've seen our story. They know the stories. They know how many parrots do end up being rehomed. And I'm really, really proud of you, Tiffany, that you are looking at rehoming from a rescue. You're looking at giving a parrot a second chance, and you're looking at giving them a forever home. So that's really, really cool. You know, the one tip I have, no matter where you're meeting your bird, meet them, spend a bit of time with them, and make sure it is a good fit. You know, adopting a parrot, it's not speed dating. I mean, it's not, I look at a picture and I know that bird is right for me. A lot of it's about personality. A lot of it's about fit. It's not just about how you fit with the parrot, but how the parrot thinks of you and how the parrot gets along with you. In our case, really, really fortunate that Max has decided to make an exception. He loves men, but he makes an exception for me. However, if he would have come through a traditional rescue, he probably would have been paired with a man, just because that's his market preference. So, you know, he did adapt to me and he did adopt me and decide that I would too. I mean, that's actually pretty cool. Max thought I was acceptable. This is great. Hi, buddy. But, you know, I'm not constant in his life right now. You know, he understands it. Even when he gets tired, he'll prefer men or me. And we saw that at Parrotpalooza. Definitely towards the end of the day, he was getting cranky, he was getting tired, and he only wanted to deal with men or me. And, you know, that's Maxism, isn't it, buddy? So, Max, are you still hungry? So we got some options. Would you like, well, you tell me. Would you like an apple? Or would you like a walnut? Do you want the walnut? Okay, I know that look really, really well. It's, of course I do. What do you think? All right, I'm gonna go get you a walnut. I know, buddy. You'll get yours too. You gotta wait, Max. So it is walnut season, which is super, super exciting for the flock. Now, Max, do you think you want this? You know what this is? This is a walnut. Yeah? Right. That's right, buddy. Absolutely. Walnut over apples over anything any day of the week. Max is a walnut lover. Is that good? All right, you go ahead and eat that. Oh no, Chris has got a dental appointment. Chris, that does not sound fun. Yeah. Chris, that's unusual. Chris found out that one of his parrots, or one of his birds, is allergic to most red fruit and vegetables. It's definitely going to be a bit of a challenge, but you know, it's good to know because then you can adjust what the birds eat and, you know, you can manage it. Yeah, Tiffany, we're really, really keeping our fingers crossed for you and we're looking forward to the news. was talking about parent adoption earlier, I forgot to mention that Tiffany is experienced. She already owns Feathered Friends, or more correctly, she is owned by Feathered Friends. So she is going in with both eyes wide open. Yes, Jezebeli. Max really, really likes Kyle at the pet store. And Kyle is the manager of Snake and Reptile Department. And Max usually would go, pre-COVID of course, we'd go to do meetups at the store, we'd do a wander through, and usually Kyle would come over and say hello to Max. And one day we were there, and Q was there as well. And the one thing to remember is when Max and Q get together, Max only has eyes for Q. He literally stands there with that look on his face and he stares at her, and he just kind of has that little bit of dreamy look in his eyes. Yeah. So Max usually just pays a lot of attention to Q and what's happening around Q. But he happened to look over and he saw Kyle. The way Pisces is laid out, it's a huge store. And Kyle was a good distance away. And Max just let out this huge shriek and leaned so hard he almost fell off my hand. And I had to recuse us from the conversation, a little bit rudely, because Max was not staying put. He was going, with or without me. So at that point, Kyle had walked onwards, and Max, we want to go down to the end of the aisle, we want to turn, we got to go find this person. And at that point, I realized just how much Max actually liked Kyle. So every time we go there now, Max actually shows me where Kyle is. And it's usually, he shows me where Kyle's supposed to be. I'm sure we're going to be in real trouble if we get to that Kyle's not working. But we go, Max shows me where he wants to go. He has his little visit. Tango, are you being artistic again? Tango, I think they're called walnuts because they bounce off the wall. At least that's what Max thinks. Yeah, Tango, it's actually walnut season. We've got some here because Tico's Uman dropped some to us very, very thoughtfully. And yes, that is Tico you hear in the background. But we also know that they have now arrived at stores in Calgary. Do you remember our friend Gonzo the Great? Gonzo Zuman messaged us last night to let us know where she spotted walnuts, how much they were, and asked if we wanted her to pick us up a bag. And of course, the message coming from Max was 2 plays. So yeah, there's some fresh walnuts in your future, Max. You just had one. You don't need more. Yeah. Well, how many can one birdie eat? You want something else? Okay, let's get you a strip of pasta. Let's see what we can do with pasta. So here we've got spaghetti. Okay. Whereas Max refers to it, sticky pasta. Yeah, it's got a little bit of a crunch, uncooked. Yeah, Chris, you never know what the birds want, and what they want changes from day to day, hour to hour, year to year. They can be very mercurial in their moods and what they choose to do. Max has never really liked toys, But having said that, what Max does enjoy, I'm just going to see if I can fix this a little bit more. There's in the center. What Max does enjoy are toy parts. Anything he can hold in his foot and chew on is great. Paper at the bottom of the cage is great. Anything like that. Yeah. I see Sue joined us and Tango says, Max, do you know that Tango asks for treats every 5 minutes? Well, Tango, Max and myself had a little bit of a discussion about this. I'm going to speak for Max because his mouth is full. But Max says, if you don't eat for 10 minutes, you could starve. So asking for treats every 5 minutes is a really good plan. So KT Spirit, here we either call it pecan or pecan. There's sometimes a bit of an in the end. Usually pecan is the go-to pronunciation for me, but I know some people it's pecan, and that's from Canada. Tango, you've got walnut trees, and you haven't sent us any walnuts? We're shocked. We're really shocked. Yeah. Oh, good to see everyone coming in. Yeah, Chris, it is actually amazing. I had bought some toy parts. Now, the flock isn't really into toys, but it's like, well, they need something to do. And I picked up some toy parts intending to put them together into some toys. And as I was assembling them, I had a little bit of help. And the helpers decided that the parts were much more fun than the toys. And they just wanted something they could handle by foot. Jezebeli, yes, TCal is a part-time visitor. We've known TCal since, actually, we've known TCal well before Max came. Was it before? Yeah, it was. We still had Thena at the time. I think it was before Max even came. But we've known TCal for many, 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 many years. There's a connection with TCal's pet Umans. They are best friends with a second cousin's parents, so there's sort of a little bit of a chain there. But we've known TCal for many, many years, really good friends with owners, and anytime they go on a long trip, and obviously COVID's changed that a little bit, TCal stays with the flock. We're actually at the point stay up. Stay up, buddy. Stay, because I said so. There's rules here. Would you like some water, Max? TCal probably thinks that he just lives in two places, and he settles down here. I actually have a spare cage here. Now, when I say spare cage, it's a slightly smaller cage, but it's bigger than what TCal has at home. And it's much less hassle just to set that up than to start trucking TCal's cage back and forth. With this cage, this is actually the cage that Tico stays in when we travel. And what I do is I'll actually knock down Tico's cage for Max to stay in when I travel, just when they've got to go somewhere. Max, it's a little bit of a smaller cage for Max, but it's easier to transport. Max's cage has a big dome top, which takes up a lot of space. Tico's cage is flat top, which is a little bit smaller, and it also takes just a little bit less real estate. You're drooling all over me, buddy. So yeah. So Connie's quite the artist. For those of you who don't know, Connie's done some really cool fan art in the past. And she has been watching racing, and she sent us a clip of some really, really cool fan art. I'm hoping that we can share it. And I'll just follow. I asked, I don't recall if I got an answer. Connie and myself were talking. She was really excited to get a little bit of a treat in the mail. She pulled in some Max merch, so she can tell us all about that. But I want to double check that I've got her permission to share the fan art before I share it. It's definitely gorgeous. And it is racing themed. So yeah, Connie does some really amazing creations. Very, very cool. So we're talking about racing. I've got a number of friends who are really into racing. But did you know that the kind of racing I prefer is motorcycle racing? I prefer that to car racing. And I have actually, let's go for the interesting tidbit, I've actually taken motorcycle out on the racetrack and done a few track days. So yeah, my own motorcycle, my own leathers, and my own insanity. But it honestly was an absolute blast. We don't have a local track anymore, and there's a lot of logistics involved in doing that as a sport. But it really is a lot of fun to try, and probably if I won the lottery, it's something I might do a little bit more of. The other thing I've tried is ice racing with a motorcycle. Now, this was on a borrowed motorcycle. For ice racing, you actually use a dirt bike that has studded tires, not a street bike. And the style that you need to take when you ice race is more like riding a dirt bike than riding a road bike. So instead of leaning and hanging off the bike, you put the bike down and you lean upwards, which just seems totally ass backwards to anybody who has ever ridden a motorcycle. It's just like, I'm gonna die. But I've done that out on Ghost Lake, and it was an absolute blast. It really, really was. Especially once I clued in that the rules are also different when you're ice racing. If you live in a snowy place, when you see glossy ice, you don't step on it. You step on somewhere where you see a bit of powdered or crunchy snow, because you're going to have slightly better grip there. Well, I tried that the first couple of times I went around the track, not understanding that when you ice race, you need the glossy stuff because that's where all of the spiked tires grab in, and the snow scatter is the really slick stuff that you can slide out on. So first time I was out there, I did the silly thing and I slid all over the place. Second time I got out there, I actually found my feet underneath me. But it was, honestly, if you're gonna start doing the hard thing. So there's your interesting tidbit for the day on racing. So yeah, Chris, we also love riding motorcycles here as well. It's a really, really fun hobby. I actually do a little bit of a mix. Thank you. Connie says I can share that fan art with the flock. So I'm going to post that up on the community page after the stream. Thank you for that, Connie. But yeah, I've done a lot of long distance travel as well. Now, if you are in Europe, you probably have the concept the countries are small. Over in North America, even the province of Alberta, you can fit a number of countries in from Europe. I mean, here we have a lot of broad open spaces. But a number of years ago, I actually took a motorcycle trip. And yeah, Max stayed with a good friend of mine for a whole 6.5 weeks, buddy. It was a long time. I know we were parted, but I went from Calgary all the way to the east coast of Newfoundland, all the way south to Florida, all the way over west to California, back up north to BC, Vancouver, and then back home. So basically coast to coast, Canada and four corners of the US. I've now ridden through most of the states in the US as well. And that was a solo tent with a motorcycle and a sleeping bag and a tent. So I do have a little bit of the crazy here, obviously. So, so Chris, I understand, definitely the quiet roads are fun. So Connie says something super sweet. Connie says that she loves the magnet of Max and the Birdmas card. Yeah, Connie, you're quite welcome. She ordered it in time for it to be a birthday present before the Christmas holidays. And I know it got there a couple of days after her birthday, but it was still pretty much within that range of birthday weeks. So that's pretty good. When you're ordering stuff from our Etsy store, I'm going to remind everybody that shipping during December, the post office tends to get a little bit busier and shipping can be a little bit slower. You're going to stay up, bud. I know. So shipping can be a little bit slower during December, so give a little bit of extra time. We do have some fun stuff for stocking stuffers. So if you're looking for pins or magnets, we've got a nice variety of those right now. In the new year, we are thinking about adding keychains. And the other thing we could do possibly are stickers. I don't know. Like in my world, it's like I don't see stickers, but we've had a few folks asking for them. So really interested in knowing what the flock would like to see in the store, and we're definitely going to add on to the store for that. Tango says, tune in next week when Nicole changes a tire on her motorcycle. Tango, when I did that big trip, I actually had, with motorcycles, you change tires a lot more frequently than cars. When I did that big trip, I actually had to change over tires 3 times. I ride a Honda VFR, which has a single-sided swing arm, which means it's a lot less hassle to change a tire on the fly, and it has a center stand. And what I would do is I would pull in to a place that could switch out the tires on the rims because I was not carting that kind of equipment with me. Verify that they had the tire in stock and they had somebody who could mount it. And then I popped outside, popped the wheel off the bike, rolled it in. And I got a few looks, but I always prefer to do a bit of my own maintenance, mostly because on a motorcycle, if somebody screws up maintenance, you only have 2 wheels and not a lot of leeway. I think a lot of motorcycle riders do prefer to do a lot of their own maintenance on that. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Scritchy, scritchy, scritchy. Oh, that feels good. Max, do you want another piece of pasta? I got one here. I also noticed, Max, I was a little bit shocked here, but you dropped a piece of egg earlier. Let's see here. Oh, there we go. Let's see what I can do with that egg. And then you drop walnut all over it. Hang on here. There you go. All right, there you go. I know, shocking. Max dropped a bit of egg. Oh, that is delicious, Max. Yeah, Tango Europe is definitely different. I love visiting there. First place in Europe I went to was Ireland, and the way I got around the country, I rented a motorcycle. Chris, the Ducati Monsters are a very nice bike. I started out with a Suzuki GT500 and I started riding much older in my life than most folks do. Then I moved to BMW F800S. Long story there, but basically I managed to get something on such a screaming deal that I couldn't refuse. And it was a very strong competitor to the Honda VFR 800, which is what I wanted at the time. It was no Honda, and I did replace it with the Honda a couple years later. But the funny thing is, when I say I got a good deal, I bought that BMW brand new. I sold it a couple of years later with, I think, 27,000 kilometers on it for the same price that I paid for it. That's absolutely unheard of. So, yeah, Connie, you've got some really cool tracks there. Hey, Sue, we all have to be a little bit crazy at times. KT says that they've got a rattlesnake rodeo. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so Tiffany's saying she'd love to see keychains. And Sue's got her eye on some magnets. Linda says that her first order of pins arrived exactly 1 week after her birthday, so she still considered it a birthday gift to herself. Happy birthday, Linda. Really, really glad that you're happy with the pins as well. Yeah. Now, what we've tried to do with the store, we've got two stores. We've got the Teespring store for shirts and whatnot. That one's a fair bit more expensive, and it is a fulfillment service. And then we've got the smaller items, the magnets, the pins, and all of that is fulfilled right here out of Max Central. So we really are trying for affordability on those items as well. Something where, you know, it's the cost of a cup of coffee or a cup up, Max, up. Because I said so. Okay, Max, I'm just going to clean this up for a minute, okay? Because I don't want you walking through poop if you climb down. And we'll go find some games to play. Okay? There we go. There's one. Oh, you made a mess here. And to be fair, the entire mess was not caused today. I just did not sweep up after the last time Max was out on Perch Central. Sometimes if he's been drinking water or something, I'll let that dry before I clean it up. I mean, if you've got birds, you understand. You could be cleaning 24/7, 365. And sometimes you just are a little bit more strategic about it. So Max, okay. So we do know Birdmas is coming. Let me go see if I can find something, buddy. Give me a minute. Okay. Yeah, is Birdmas coming? This is actually, I think, meant for dogs. You know, before we start playing with this, I'm going to give a little bit of a warning on these. These types of toys be very careful with them. They're not really a bird toy. The bells that are on them, these bells often have heavy metals in them, like zinc or nickel, which are not good for parrots. Plus, if a bird chews on this fairly soft metal, they can get it caught in a beak. It can be very problematic. So you don't ever want the bird to chew on the bells. So these are not bird safe bells. There's other bells that are very bird safe. So just be aware with that. So what we're doing with Max, we're playing just with the jingles, but I'm not letting Max play with the actual bells. So there we got our safety warning first. This is great, Max. We're playing catch. Actually, Max is playing fling, but this is working well enough that I can catch it. Works better than throwing blocks, which are harder to catch. Woo! I'm not putting that over your head. Woo! And Max scores in the corner. It's out of reach. Yay! Score for Max! Yay! That was fun, Max. What? Yeah! Oh. Song of happiness? It's always a treat. We don't get a lot of box indoors, do we, Max? So do you want to play with a couple of these? Good job. Thank you. Good job. Good job. Good boy. Woo! Next one. Score 1 for Max. Max, you almost hit me in the face. Thank you. Woo! I missed. Woo! Score 2 for Max. Oh, there's another one. You want to keep playing? Oh, yeah. Let's play toss. Yeah, toss it to me. That's right. Throw it to me. That's right, Max. Woo! All right. These 2 are within reach, so I'm going to pick it up. You're enjoying this game, so we're going to keep playing for a few minutes. Woo! Woo! Almost missed that one. Yay! Yeah! Woo! Oops. This is a fun game, Max. Woohoo! Caught it! Caught it! That's right. Woo! Good bird. That. Whoa! Calm down. I know. Okay, well, we'll just dance for a minute then. It's so exciting. It really is exciting. Yeah, it's that exciting. It's that exciting. Rah, rah, rah. That's right, Max. It's exciting. That's right, Max. So exciting. So that was a fun game. Yeah, we're missing Mookie. If anybody's talking to the Mookster, let her know that we miss her. Oh my Birdmas. Chris says that they got pooped on by a pigeon of peace this week. Made a right royal stinky mess. Did you know, Chris, getting pooped on by a bird is supposed to be good luck? Or it's supposed to bring good luck. I guess after you have some bad luck, you're supposed to get some good luck. Up, please. Up. Up. I'll see if I can find another toy for you. I know, Max. I know. So Tango says scroll forward. I'm going to start scrolling here. Oh, there's Mookie right there. Thank you, Tango. Yeah, I was a little bit behind. Ooh, I'm sorry. You can't throw that. It makes too much of a noise when it hits. That's right. That's right. Yeah, we got a good group of folks here. Yeah, Einstein says that Marcia and Jeff are very lucky. Anybody who owns birds must be very lucky. Because poop happens, right, Max? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, I'm going to pop that one down. Let's see what else we got. Want to have a chew, buddy? Not a fling, but a chew. You want to chew on this? Not a fling, but a chew. Because I said chew, not fling. Okay. Because I said chew. Hi, Justin. Yes, Tico in the background. Lots of parrotitude around here. Lots of parrotitude. Let's see what else we got here that we can play with Max. Are you getting overexcited, Max? Here you go. Toy. Scritchies? Okay. All right. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Max. You want some water? No, no water. So I did mention at the start of the video that I was going to talk a little bit about a contest. So just a bit of a promo contest because they are fun to do. Ooh, okay, Max wants to play catch. I'll get going with catch with Max. But what we're going to do is we're going to do a fan contest. And that's always fun. The prize is going to be an assortment of Max merch. And it's going to be stuff that's going to come from Max himself. So there's going to be some goodies, some pins and magnets. So it's a chance to win some. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a fan contest. So if you're a fan of Max, you probably want to share Max with the world. So to enter the contest, all you need to do is pick a favorite YouTube video, or 2 or 3 or 4. There's no limit to how many times you can do this, and share it out. You can share that video, use the link on the video, share it out maybe on your community page, share it out in Facebeak, mail it to a friend, share the Max joy. Now, holiday season, we've got a couple of messages that we think are really, really important, including reminding folks that pets are not good choices for under a tree, and holiday safety for parrots. So we've got, woo! We dropped it again, Max. So we want to be a little bit, mindful that there's some really good messages out there that we can share. So there's many different places where you can share Max. And to enter, pick a video, share the video, and let us know in the comments of the video where you shared it. Whether you shared it by emailing it to a friend, by posting it on Facebeak, by posting a link on Twitter, however that might be. And remember, you want to use links. And if you do that, what we're going to do in a little bit before Birdmas, we are going to run through those comments. We're going to keep track of those comments. And every time you share is going to get you an entry. And Max will do a draw out of all of the folks who are entering. And we know it's going to be some fans that are entering. And the winner is going to get just a little package in the mail from Max. Now, this contest, we're going to open it up to Canada, to the US, as well as Europe. So it is open to all of our friends. Really, if Canada Post can get it to you, we can send it to you. So that one sounds like it's going to be a little bit of fun, and there's no limit to how many times you can enter. The other thing we're going to do to help you find some of those videos, keep an eye on our community page. We're going to be doing some reposts here during Birdmas of some Birdmas videos past, just sharing out the fun, because honestly, they're so much fun to rewatch this time of year. We've shared out a couple already, which are the safety videos. The other thing to keep an eye on as we come into the Birdmas season, we're going to have a bunch of new videos. Monday to Friday, we're as usual, we're going to have, what are you doing there, buddy? You look like you're about to fall off. Yeah, I'm back here, but I'm not picking you up right now. I'll switch ya. What are you doing, Goose? Are you being a goose? Because we're staying up here right now. Because I said so. I know, horrible things, these rules. But yeah, so what we're going to do for Birdmas, we are going to have regular videos Monday to Friday. You're probably going to see some Birdmas themes, and at least once a week between now and Birdmas, you're going to see a themed video, and that's one of those produced videos similar to what we did at Hello Weird and similar to what we've done on Birdmas Past. Those videos take a fair bit of work to pull together, but I think that the flock appreciates them. You know that there's a bit of a storyline, there's a bit of fun. We might be doing a collab with Gonzo the Great's Uman. She's done some readings for us and some ratings for us before, which are super, super fun to do. I think last year she helped us with the night before Birdmas. There might be some opportunities to hop onto a video with Max and get your 5 minutes of fame. You know, we try to do those a few times a year as well. So lots of fun stuff going on for the flock. So, am I missing any news? We've already talked about the collaboration that we did with Einstein, Tico and Einstein. Make sure you watch that one when you get a chance. We've talked about Birdmas. Being a goose, Max. We've talked about a number of bits and pieces. So I am going to wish every birdie an absolutely wonderful day. And I have a question for the flock. If Tico's willing, do you want me to do a Tico live stream after this? Chime up if that's something you want to see. Give folks a minute or two. So Connie's voting for Tico. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ask Tico if Tico is going to consent to a stream. So hang tight. It'll be a few minutes before I'm up, but you can go watch, maybe watch the collab with Einstein and take a look at a couple of the Birdmas videos we posted on the community page. And we will be back in a few minutes. Bok bok.